welcome back. Before we get started, hit that like button and subscribe. All right, good morning. It is Saturday morning. I am back at it again, man. Up early, taking care of business. All right, so I got a couple of topics I wanted to get into. But before I get started, now is the time that you want to check your supplies. You know, it's September. We're going to be going into the fall season. You want to get your make sure your generators, make sure anything that you need for the changing weather, like far as heaters and generators and stuff. You want to check that stuff out now to make sure that they are working properly. If you haven't done so, man, I'm telling you, this generator right here, this little inverter right here, man, I'm telling you, she gets the work done. I'm about to purchase another one with the parallel kit. So I'm going to purchase another one with the parallel kit, and I'm going to see how this works out. But I already tested this unit out multiple times, man. It was able to run a 13.5 BTU RV AC unit. And I'm telling you, man, this sucker starts up all the time. You know? It's $3.99. It's on sale, man. It's on sale. So get your generators ready. All right, so let's get into it, man. Listen, man. Listen. Okay, when I bring you guys something, I bring you something that I am doing. You know, when I say stock up on supplies, I'm giving you what I'm doing. If I say stock up on a lot of water, I mean, I'm just giving you the stuff that I'm doing. You can stock up on as much water as you want. You can say, well, I'm going to follow the guidelines that some people say. But if I say one bottle, I'm doing 2 bottles. And so on and so on. So when I say stock up on water, stock up on water, man. Because the last video I made about water, you know, got a comment. It wasn't really nothing, but, you know, I appreciate the comments. But when I was saying that it takes 5 gallons of water a day per person, that was me speaking far as, you know, the average person. Situation happened. You have some people that can survive off of less water. But if you get into a situation where the average person doesn't, you know, is really not trained on how to control the eating habits and, you know, how much water to drink per day, they're going to consume more. So that's why I say always stock up on food and this and that. And you never know if you might have a family member or a friend that needs help. Everybody's not going to be the type of individual that's not going to open their door. You're going to have some people that's going to open their door. You know, just have that kind heart. So it's always good to have more. That being said, the following day, you see what happened in Jackson, Mississippi. I mean, it's terrible. And now you have, they reported over 180,000 customers were without drinkable water. Now, this is the capital of Mississippi, man. I mean, they had issues before. They knew about the issue with their water treatment plant, man. But they didn't get it together, man, and try to make the proper repairs, man. And then you see the outcome. Now they have the National Guard down there distributing bottled water. So that's why it's always good to have more. You know, once you get accustomed to prepping and stuff like that, you're going to know how much food, you know, you're going to make the proper adjustments along the way. But if you're just starting out, you don't know how much water to get. I'm not going to sit up there and tell you to get, 2 cases of water. I'm going to tell you to get as much supplies that you can store, you know, because you never know what can happen, man. And we just witnessed what happened down in Mississippi, man. You know, all those people that's displaced. Now they're saying it's 160,000 people that are without drinkable water. And that you can see the lines that's on the internet, cars lined up, man, trying to get that bottled water, man. That's why it's always good to have your supplies you know, little extra, man. You don't have to go exact, Not me. I'm telling you what I'm doing. You can do what you want to do with your supplies. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm never going to have the exact amount. I'm always going to have more. So, let's move on. All right, man. Look at California, man. First, they were talking about banning gas cars by 2035. Go to EV, go to EV, go to EV. I'm not a big fan about EV, man. I mean, I I love, I drove an electric vehicle before, but I just think it needs to evolve a little more. The batteries and stuff like that, man. Because I was at a what was it, firefighter, and it was like a training seminar, man. And one Tesla took 500 gallons. It took 500 gallons of water to put one car out, man, because of the materials and stuff like that, man. That stuff, it burns hot. So they have a lot of work to do with those batteries, man. And you get stranded on the road with a Tesla, or God forbid, it's a EMP attack or whatever. Whatever happens to the grid, or whatever happens to where you can't power that car up, you're out of luck. I think everybody's gonna be out of luck if the EMP hit. But yeah, man. Now they're talking about you can't power your car up through the, over the what is it? Labor Day? Is it Labor Day? Not sure what it is, but over the weekend, the holiday weekend, because of the grid. They don't want the grid to go down, so they asking people not to charge their EVs up. They don't want them charging their cars up, man. I mean, one minute you say do this, one minute you say do that. So it is just an up and down roller coaster with California, and they talking about banning gas cars and all that other crazy crap. It is just a mess, man. It is just a mess of what's going on, man. But I'm telling you, man, you need to check your supplies now, man. You need to check your supplies now. All right. Oh, okay. Let's get into this article. Let's get into this article right here. All right, man. This article is out of the Wall Street Journal. Now, it says it now costs $300,000 to raise a child. So it says a middle income family might spend more than $18,000 a year on average as inflation hits food, housing, haircuts, and sports bookings analysis finds. So they're saying that if you have a child, this is a study they're saying about inflation. They said 2015 through the age of 17, it says it determined that a married middle income couple with two children would spend $310,605, or an average of $18,271 a year, to raise their younger children born in 2015 through age 17. And it says the calculation uses an early government estimate as baseline with adjustments for inflation trends. So, man, it is getting rough, man. I mean, it's rough now. But right now, man, bringing a child in here, man, you talking about the daycare. You talking about the food, especially the baby food, man. I mean, those cans of food, especially if your kid needs more iron, like extra iron. And those cans, man, I think when I was paying it was like almost 30, 40, what is it? 30, almost $40 a can. $40 a can. And this was a couple of years ago, man. My children, 17, 17 now. This was over almost 17 years ago. Imagine what the price is now, you know, for high iron milk and stuff like that, man. So it's going to definitely hit a lot of families, man. If you haven't done so, man, you need to, if you need to get a second job or get a second side hustle to help you out, man. Because things are definitely kicking in, man. Things are definitely kicking in. You have a lot of people who went to college, got those degrees, man, and are disappointed. They're disappointed. You know, some of them are working service sector jobs, man. I'm talking about spent all of that money, man, and they are in the same job market as everyone else that didn't go to college, man. And it's bad, man. You know, luckily I took a trade up, man, and yeah, and it's paying off, man. They can't take that away from me. You know, they can't take that away from me. You know, that's why it's good to learn a trade, man. It's good to learn a trade, learn how to work with your hands, learn how to, you know, welding, HVAC, plumbing, electrical. And the list can go on and on. Carpentry, man. Learn how to do something, man. All right, man. So, in other news, this is what I wanted you guys to be on the lookout for. All right, a while back, right? I was at, and I really didn't take notice to it, but now it just hit the fan in Pennsylvania. The state police just issued a warning. I was out by, I guess I was out by the, where was that? Oh, I was by Staples, and this van pulled up. And it was like, you know, they were like Middle Eastern, and they were saying that they were stranded, that they needed help. They were in one instance, the young lady was taking the earrings out of her, ear and the necklace, saying that she's willing to sell her gold just to get some money to get back home and this and that. So it just didn't feel right. And I didn't do anything. I just said, no, I didn't have any money, this and that, this and that. But that was a couple of years ago. So they already been in the area I was in. Now the state police has warned, this is out of Pennsylvania, and it may be, some of you may have came across this scam. It says, scam alert. This is out of ABC 27. Pennsylvania State Police warns of the Romanian descent or Middle Eastern descent couples that are posing as they're broke down, they're traveling, broke down, and they need assistance, and they're willing to trade their jewelry and stuff like that for money. Now, the thing is, the jewelry is not real. It is not real. So what they do is they start taking off the jewelry off their neck and this and that, and start handing it, trying to hand it to you and try to sell it to you. But the jewelry is fake. So you don't want to get scammed out of your money, man. Some of you may have came across these individuals, so you want to watch out for it, man. You don't want to get yourself caught up in that scam, man. You got to say to yourself, okay, if you got all that gold, why don't you just go to a pawn shop and go get the money that you need? Why are you asking me for? Go to a pawn shop and pawn that stuff, or sell it to one of them jewelry stores that's in the mall or around, or that you see, or your pawn shop. Why are you trying to sell it to me? And that was one of the questions that I asked her. Why are you trying to sell it to me for? It's the middle of the day. Why don't you take it to a pawn shop if you're stranded? And she came up with some old lame excuse You know, and I wasn't falling for it, man. So don't fall for the little gimmicks and tricks, man, that's out here, man. People are thirsty, man. They are thirsty. They coming up with everything, man. They gonna come up with everything. Trust me, man. People are they gonna do anything they can, man, to try to scam you out of your money. So be mindful when you go to banks and stuff like that. You want to make sure nobody's looking at your PIN and all this other stuff, man. So yeah, man, it is really getting, times are changing, man. It's really getting to the point where you're just gonna have to be real cautious and to what you're doing right now. I'm talking about take extreme caution to the stuff that, you know, somebody presents you, you know, especially in this situation where they're posing like they need help. They even had the little babies out there, tire flat, you know, all this old other stuff, man. So yeah, just be careful out there, man, and stock up on supplies, man. Get yourself some water, get yourself all the stuff you need that's going to get you through, get you prepared for the cold season. Make sure that your equipment is running, and if you haven't done so, I'm telling you, man, this sucker right here, this little Jenny right here, buddy, works every time, man. I'm telling you, I did so many tests on this thing. I did everything, you know. So yeah, man, do what you got to do to get your supplies. And that's all I have for now. Hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching.